Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going over part 2 of the flexible foam armor. This time I'm actually going over wrapping all the pieces in the fabric and how to go about doing that, proper cuts and everything. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so now I've got my pieces traced out and I made sure to leave enough space between them so that way there's enough room for fabric to wrap around the edges. Used a chalkboard marker to go around it. Seems to do pretty fine. All right, so I have roughly cut out the fabric, making sure to leave plenty of room around all my outlines. Got my work surface protected with cardboard. Normally I would do this outside, but it is 22 degrees outside right now, so it's cold, it's snowy and icy. Got my foam pieces, cardboard as well. And this stuff, I'm using the 3M Max Strength spray adhesive. You could also use the Gorilla spray adhesive. You could also use contact cement if you wanted. That process does take quite a bit longer, but it works the same way as contact cement. You spray both surfaces, let it dry to attack. Usually only takes about a minute. I'm gonna cut the ab pieces a little bit separate because I'll have to flip them over and push the fabric into the details. Another very important tool that I forgot to mention was the popsicle stick, tongue depressor, craft stick, whatever it is you call this. It is just a piece of wood, a rounded edged piece of wood that is thin, and that is for pushing the fabric into and around the details. You want to make sure you get a good even coverage on all these. Now this stuff does have different settings on it. I put mine on the medium setting. It's a good in between to get good coverage. So I like to put it on there while it's still a little wet, just so I know that it's going to hold. And this crap gets everywhere, so be prepared for that. It will get under your fingers. Be prepared for stuff to stick to your hands, because guess what? It's a spray adhesive. Probably also should be wearing a mask or some sort of respiratory protector while doing this. I am not, because I'm talking. If I wear that, you can't hear me. I'm not necessarily spraying, I'm not huffing it, so it's fine. In short bursts. Press it down like that. The amount that you spray down, because if you do get it too wet and then push it down, then the wetness could still show through as dark spots on the outside of your fabric. So do keep that in mind. Pro tip: if you've got raised detailed pieces on your armor that you want to really have pop out with the fabric, be sure that you get the inner edges, or just the edges of that. Make sure glue gets there, because if there's not any glue there, it's not gonna stick. You just, like before, place it back down into your outlines. In case you was curious as to why I bring the armor to the fabric and not vice versa, well, it's very simple. When you go to move fabric that has been sprayed and has some glue on it, fabric is not as stiff as foam. Shocker, right? So it tends to have the potential of folding in on itself. And there's a very specific reason why I use the spray glue that I do. The stuff sticks really well, like permanently. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if the fabric with the spray glue on it, touches itself, it's gonna stick. Sometimes you don't really typically have to go around the edges like I am here, at least the outside edges.
but definitely get into those grooves. And there you can see how it's starting to look. So basically pushing it down into place with your hands first, and then going over it with the popsicle stick. And I'm pushing pretty hard. Really want this fabric down into this groove, and I want it to stay there like forever. Now, if you wanted to skip this step of wrapping all the armor, the fabric, and just use EVA foam and paint it, you could definitely do that. It just will not be as flexible. In recent times, I have found that a flexible, comfortable armor is 100% worth the extra little bit of work it takes to do this. And to be honest, it looks better too. If you think about all of the, I'm gonna use the MCU for example, all of their armors and costumes and stuff, it's all stuff that looks kind of like that. It's all wrapped in fabric and has all these intricate details into it. So to me, it just brings a whole new level of professionalism to your cosplay. Whenever I see this kind of stuff, whenever I'm judging at conventions, it skyrockets the score. It just looks so much better. And it brings, like I've said 3 times now, it just makes your stuff look higher quality. So, and I recommend doing this with every bit of armor that you can. I mean, there's even metallic fabrics. So if you're wanting something to look metal, there's a fabric for that. In fact, whenever I go to make my Phoenix Force Cyclops, you'll get to see it. Sneak peek, this is the fabric I'll be using for the Big Red Phoenix on the Phoenix Force Cyclops. Okay, so now that these are all in place and it's all good and stuck, we don't need this much excess fabric. Grab scissors, not your fabric scissors, but some good ones, like your second best pair of scissors, I would say. You're going to want to leave just enough fabric to wrap over the edges and to stick on the back side. Obviously, if you have a thicker foam that you're doing this to, more fabric on the edges. Okay, and here is probably the trickiest part about this whole thing. Figuring out where to make your relief cuts. And I can see on this one, I've already done it. I've already done it to those ones. But I'll show you on this one, since this is probably the trickiest piece out of the whole thing. So essentially, everywhere that there is a corner, like a 90-degree, we're essentially gonna cut it like that. Anywhere where it goes inward, you're going to just make a cut into the corner. Because what you're doing, you're making flaps to fold like that. Areas where it's not quite a 90, you can just kind of make an obtuse-ish type cut. Now, if your corner piece will be seen or on an outside edge, you might want to leave a little bit of space on the corner there, so that way the very tip of your corner is wrapped. This one will start here in the middle. There's still a little bit of curve right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and place another one right there and right there. What that's gonna do is gonna allow you to fold in all of your edges, and it'll give it the nice finished edge, which is what you're looking for, which is what the judges look for in contests, by the way. It's how well do you finish your pieces. Also, wrapping your armor pieces in fabric helps eliminate uneven paint jobs because there's no paint. It's all fabric. Well, how do I attach them? How to make them stay? There are multiple ways you can do this. You can use super glue. I do not recommend that. You could use hot glue. That method works. I'm going to use the spray adhesive because, I mean, there's some already on it. It won't take that much. It is messier, but it's also the quickest. It is quicker, easier, and whenever you go to attach it onto your actual base piece, it gives it a little bit extra tack and just a little bit more extra hold. And I'm just going to spray over the edges. Very important that you have your workspace covered with cardboard, newspapers, something that you can get sticky, because this is super messy. A little side note on this part, it does not take that much for spraying the edges. It just doesn't. You do want to make sure that you get all the way out to your edges whenever you're spraying, because when you go to flip it over, or when you go to fold the edges over, you want to make sure that the edge is adhered down to the back side of your armor piece. Because if it starts to lift up, then that can cause issues later on where the fabric can start to lift and come undone. And you don't want that. Once your glue has pretty much dried, you're good to start folding in your edges. You do want to be careful with this process a little bit if you're using the softer flexible foam, because it is easy to get your foam out of the proper shape. And there is one wrapped shoulder strap. Something you may find helpful when doing this is push your fabric up to a 90 and have it stick on the side there, and then very gently squeeze it down. That is a good way to ensure your nice smooth edges. And you want to also be cautious of what is on your cardboard sometimes, because sometimes you do get some junk on your fabric, but I'm not worried about it because it's going to be battle damage. And this is what the wrapped abs look like. But anyway, it is the same process with wrapping, spraying, wrapping all the foam pieces for all of them. So I'm not going to bore you by showing you every single one that I'm doing. If I come across something that I think you guys should know, then I will specifically record that. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the rest of them. Okay, so here I'm going to wrap the shoulder pads. They're a little more difficult than doing all the flat parts because it's curved. So what I have done is I've cut a basic rough shape. When I went to trace this out, basically just forced it flat. Started from one side, traced it, and then just kind of rolled it and traced it around. So that way I have my outline. And it's the same process, spraying both sides. And then I'm gonna go through, and when I go put it on, I'm gonna roll it in the same fashion in which I traced it. Okay, now the glue is dry to a tag. I spray on both surfaces. I like to start from left to right. You do it however is most comfortable for you. As you can tell here, I did not even stay on my outline. That's why you want some room to work and to make mistakes and such. Got that. You see I got this bunch of wrinkles and crap up here up top. What I'm going to do is I'm basically stretching it out this way and pushing it down, trying to smush out as many wrinkles as I can. The wrinkles that I do get, either make them minimally or have the wrinkles be on the top body part above the armor, because that part will not be seen anyway. It is a little bit easier doing this if it's EVA foam, because it's a little bit stiffer. Really stretch this and just get it into form. And once you get it all the way down the edges, you take your handy dandy popsicle stick, start working around any sort of extra 3D parts. It is important to do this while the glue is still tacky, because obviously if it's not tacky, it's not gonna stick. And you wanna know another really cool part about wrapping your foam armor in fabric? It hides all your seams. Filling and sanding and other junk that you have to do with foam to fill your seams. Yeah, you don't have to do that whenever you wrap it in fabric. I've got some wrinkles up here at the top, but I don't really care because it's gonna be like not seen anyway. That's how you do that part. Now I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna make my cuts like I did before, and I'll spray it and fold it over. Just like that. So I trimmed it, made my little V cuts, take my spray adhesive and spray it again. And now it's been long enough, just kind of get it and pushing it and folding it in. If you want some additional extra be sure it's not gonna come off, you have a heavy duty sewing machine, then you could by all means sew around the edges of all of your armor pieces, an extra layer of reinforcement for putting your fabric onto your foam armor pieces. Not a 100% requirement as long as you have it glued good. It can also add a little bit more detail on your armor pieces if you want that stitched look. It does look really cool. But a word of caution, if you do choose to do that, you need to wait 24 to 48 hours after spraying and applying your fabric onto your armor before sewing it, because the glue is still tacky and sticky, and as you sew it will actually build up gunk on your needle, and it'll cause your thread to stick to your needle, and it'll cause your machine to jam up as you are sewing, which is not fun. So I definitely recommend waiting the 24 to 48 hours before doing that. It's not impossible. I've done it. It's just not fun. If you do choose to be impatient like me, then have a can of WD-40 handy. And while you sew, when it starts to get kind of sticky, just spray your needle down with the WD-40 and get all that gunk, all the stickiness off of it, and you can keep sewing. But you will need to do that often while sewing your armor pieces. But there is the shoulder pad all wrapped in fabric. And then you do this twice because there's two shoulders. All right, bam, we have two shoulder pads wrapped in fabric and ready to go. This one is one I just now did. You see how the front of it there got a little ugly, a little deformed, got some wrinkles in it. Ask me if I care. Did you ask? Well, I do. I care a little, but I'm pretending like I don't, because I just don't want to remake it. It's gonna go on there, and we're just gonna pretend like that's not there, and move on with our lives. And now I'm sure you're probably really curious as to, well, how are you gonna put it on there? Well, I'll tell you. Be patient. Hot glue. That's my plan. And then I'll probably go through and like sew around the edges on them, probably. I don't know. Let's find out.
Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope that this was a good help for you guys. I hope it was enough information for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for part 3, where I go over actually attaching the armor onto the piece. You guys have a great one.